Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. As always, I am Doug Sashery and joined by
Rob Mendiola.
Hey, Rob. How's it going today?
It's going really good for a Sunday.
It's a nice...
Kind of chilled, not working.
Yeah, nice...
For a change.
Nice... yeah, but it is weird for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been quiet. We're in bid stage right now, so we're kind of taking it easy.
Well, that's kind of good timing then, because you had
good timing.
Quite the musical weekend.
Friday out at Foundation Room.
At House of Blues.
With some locals.
Yeah. And then Saturday...
More locals. 307.
That's right.
With Justice for Josh.
That's right. The Frio Grill.
Frio Grill.
That's right.
And that's actually the barn, right? Where they were playing. I think it's a little bit separated.
It's weird, but it's a nice setup. I'd never been there before, and they have a nice stage out there. I thought, which is funny because they have a church right behind it, but it says the parking at that area is for only for Thursday and Sundays is church only, but you could park there yesterday. So I was like, yeah, they probably don't want to be blaring that music like that when they're trying to have mass.
Yeah, and the weather here's finally calm down so we can actually spend some time outside and
finally comfortable,
get some outside stages going.
It's been was able to do Shine Down on Sunday, and then what do we do? I'm sure we had something. I think we actually had something in between, but Avenged Sevenfold was on Thursday, and then the Friday and Saturday, like I said, that on Friday I was at BFE and Saturday I was with you.
And now we're here with some guests.
We are
out
here
at
with
the
some
studio.
That's right, and one of them I heard. One of the bands I heard Friday night at BFE was Honeycutt Southern, and
cool.
That is who we were with today, Mr. Michael Honeycutt and Carl.
Glad to be
Carl
here.
Sandin, the bass player.
Yes, cool. I told Rob, we started this podcast in March, and I told Rob early on, he's been, every week he pokes me with two sticks and tells me, do more locals. And and we're really a podcast with no bait. We're founded in music and food, but we can talk about anything except the deadly topics, which we will never discuss.
Yeah. Right.
But I did point this out to Rob. I said, man, you got to listen to this band, Honeycutt Southern. And I told him about, and this is like when Rob's got like 75,000 stacks of work on top of him to do. But I'm saying, hey, listen to this band whenever you get a chance, because, man, I love the way they sound. And I had never seen it with opportunities that came up, but I was always out of town. I was going. I was like, okay, I'm going to catch them eventually. But that was the thing, too, is I saw this band, and these guys both look like they're 40, which one is there and one's younger than that. Not by much. I mean, if we average them, probably be there. But I was like, how have these people been anywhere in this music scene? I've never, they probably came from other bands. I've never seen either one of these guys before. Although Carl does look a little familiar, and I think probably now that I probably did see him somewhere before. But, guys, he appeared out of nowhere. You've been together for, 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years. Been working hard in Carl's studio, and shortly after the pandemic, found each other, and when everybody was willing to go outside and play. Mm-hmm. And we, workshop a little bit in his studio, and we had our first show, I guess, at Acadia in 2022, then followed up with Wildcatter, and we're in a battle of the bands with Outlaw Dave was putting it on, and
right.
That got us going and got us some momentum. But yeah, we've been playing steady ever since.
Now, did you say, Carl, were you exiled to Canada for 6 months?
Well, yeah, I was. I've been making up a different story every rehearsal about the last 6 months, and last time I said I was detained in Canada, which isn't a bad thing to be detained in Canada during the Texas summer and just be released back in September.
Well,
that
snowbird.
That would have been such a good deal this year, man. But so you took a break for 6 months? Is that what I'm guessing?
Well, it's a little more band drama than that, but I don't know if we want to talk about it. Mike, what do you think?
We don't have to get
it. Band drama's band drama.
Yeah,
man.
band drama's band drama.
We like to keep it personal. I mean, it's
cool.
I think it's like family, right?
Right. You're going to have stuff going on.
Yeah,
no
man.
doubt.
We were, I think the time apart was beneficial for everybody.
Sometimes it is, yeah.
Yeah. And it definitely, grass is not always greener, and it makes you appreciate the people you got around you.
No, we've told some stories about that grass is greener before, which you'd be surprised. Like I said, and I'll tell you all the story later on. I've already told it on this, so I don't want to tell it again. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Your music sounds fantastic. I was like, I posted the other day. I said, "This is the best band you've never heard before," and I think they're that good, actually. Mm-hmm. And y'all releasing songs about what every
8 weeks is what we're trying to do.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going singles, and they're going, the album, they're going single, which right now that's a good policy to have,
Yeah, it gives us opportunity to market it. With the internet and people consuming media at such a fast rate, and you release more than a few songs, and it just gets lost in the noise, and so one song allows us to effectively push it, and then we'll, create assets to support it, do lyric videos and whatnot, and try to give it some legs and make it go for a while, and then before you know it, we're dropping another one. And the point is, I mean, if one catches, then hopefully somebody will go back through our catalog and start listening to the other ones. But it's to always be relevant.
And that's just the way that the machine works now.
Yeah.
With social media, you have to stay in their face.
Absolutely.
So
we were talking the other night. I mean, it's so much more than the music. I mean, it's marketing. I mean, you're wearing all these hats being in a band these days. So it's a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling the story about low Savannah image, that's the biggest thing for them is the marketing. More than even playing, that's their gig. That's what they do.
Yeah, and when you're out and you're playing, and then you got to remember all the other stuff that goes along with that, like meeting the people and being available to people.
Yes,
because they want that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to take the pictures with you and post them on their sites and stuff, and that helps you too. So
absolutely, and it's easy to kind of fall in this trap. You get off stage, you're kind of tired, or you just want to go grab a drink. You make a beeline to the bar, and you're kind of in your own little world. But you're right. The connections, the relationships, Doug and I, we talked about that too on Friday night. Just those relationships, because you never know.
It's important.
Yes, you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, it's
kind of like it's an investment, really.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
In everything you're doing.
It's funny how a lot of bands want to close a show, but also a big thing also is, I think a sweet spot. I think a lot of bands have found is be the guy next to the closer. Don't be the closer, and you get to spend a lot of time with your. People that like the music, get to talk to them a little bit. Maybe they'll buy a little bit of merch, So,
man, there's also like a kind of a sweet spot in demographic. Carl and I, we're always trying to crack the code, marketing wise. Like, what do you do? When you're playing live or digital or online, and we were just talking about this the other night. Where we want to sit in lineups. You think about the demographic, that most people that come out to the shows, and you think about national touring acts, they're not going on 11 o'clock at night.
No.
9 o'clock,
Yeah.
And people just aren't going to, even on a Saturday night, they're not really willing to stay out till 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to be, but I get beat on now, man.
I wonder if it's more like, is it because it gets expensive the longer you're there, or I don't know. Like, I'm wondering.
I don't know. I mean, I'll stay, but a lot of times I pinpoint on what I want to hear.
Yeah, but we can't gauge it on your.
Yeah, I have some really weird habits.
Your behavior. Yeah,
that's right. And I'm older too, so I can do what I want now.
You kind of go in and out.
That's right. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, it's.
I've always been the one that kind of tries to get there, before everybody goes on, so I can watch everyone. But it takes a lot of energy, to do that.
Yeah.
Even when before I got sick, I was doing that, and it's a commitment,
Well. Yeah, and so from a spectator standpoint, and then also being one of the bands in the bills, it's I think getting there early and seeing and watching the bands and trying to make a presence, I think it's important.
I think that's very important.
Support them as well.
Yeah.
That goes a long ways.
I think because we've talked about this before there was everybody started running ads on Facebook or whatever. There was papering. People would go out and paper the windshields or go to other clubs and, hey, we're playing so and so in 2 weeks. Come out and see us. I would say 1 week, but Rob's already told me that 2 weeks because people already have plans. If you wait a week,
Yeah, you wait a week, man. People.
See, but I mean, I like going and seeing as much as I can, and I try and hit every little club. I've learned from me personally as I've gotten older that I stay as long as I can, and I get to spend a little bit of time with the bands, and they hear the music, and then I go because I know what works for me now, energy wise, and but yeah, that's how I do it. I mean, and you guys, like I said, y'all sounded fantastic the other night. I didn't pick this up on the album, but I picked it up live. I said, I'll be damned, he's got some Paul Stanley sound to him because that's what I thought that's what he sounded like.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm not a big Kiss fan. I like Kiss.
It's weird you say that because I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm not. But I mean, there's some songs that I really like.
I mean, I grew up on it, but just never really
I'm not one of those
felt it.
people with Kiss Army, all that stuff. That's not me. But I saw that. I was like, that's Paul Stanley. So
And the vocals or the
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. He is all over the guitar. He is very good at the guitar. He's
Cool.
he's a like a
What do you play? What guitar do you play?
You
What's
know,
your go-to?
I'm a Les Paul guy.
Okay, there you go.
I've bounced around, Explorers, SGs.
Yeah.
It always comes back to a Les Paul.
And your southern rock, would y'all call it that or no? Not necessarily.
he didn't want me to label him as that.
Okay. fair
because
enough.
I think it's funny. It's funny, just like you were, nodding to Paul Stanley there. That's the first I've ever heard that. But I've gotten so many. I've gotten Zach Wilde. I've gotten
Okay.
Scott Weiland. I've gotten all kinds of these, just across the board, right? In multiple, genres within rock,
Yeah.
right?
Well, those are all good compliments.
But I mean, it's funny because I did grow up listening to a lot of Kiss, but I've never said Paul Stanley's the bar.
No, and I didn't. And I
No, I got what
listened.
you're saying.
Yeah, because I wouldn't probably like him as much, but if that's what it would Kiss. But I'm saying the voice kind of remind me of that. But the music that I heard, the rhythm, what's coming from y'all, your bass and your guitar and your drums, what I'm hearing is that Southern rock, almost like that Clutch, the band Clutch or something like that. I'm like, man, I love this, dude.
I always like to say it's just blue collar rock and roll.
Okay. That's cool.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
It's like your favorite jeans. I mean, I want somebody to come in and we look presentable, and we're working man music, and I feel like so much music sort of there's like they've tailored themselves to look a certain way, and
Right.
and while that's important, we're sort of approachable rock and roll, and
Kind of stayed grounded, you mean?
yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think it's just obviously a lot of sort of my Southern roots kind of come through, and I can't help it. Of course, I've got a little bit of a drawl, so that's going to come through, and
So
people
you're
are going
just
to hear that.
going off of what you're feeling more than trying to push a certain
Right.
style or genre.
It's right. It's not contrived. There's not a
Right,
whole
right.
lot of thought behind it.
Yeah, I can do that.
And he's a lot like he reminds me a lot of like Darren Wise, who we had on, who really works that guitar. Yeah, he's very good. I like the 3-piece band, man. I really do.
So you're a guitarist before you're a vocalist, would you say? Or
Yeah, it seems like that, but it's funny because in the last year or so, as I've been singing more, I've really paid attention. We were talking before we went on, and we went into in-ears, and I noticed that it made my voice so much better because I can hear myself, and I'm practicing against myself, and it's made me stronger. And so now I find myself paying more attention to vocals and technique and making sure I'm warming up and all. So yeah, I mean, but I of course, man, I'm a riff guy, so the songs always start with a riff, and then the vocals come.
riff life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the latest track again? It's the phrase that I heard a lot as a kid from coaches or parents or family members, and you said you heard it from your dad.
Oh man, get my ass in gear.
Get your ass in gear. Yeah.
It always that phrase was followed by a chore.
Yeah. Get your ass in gear and get that done. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's exactly what that was, man. And I heard that name and I thought it was so funny, but then the song was fantastic too, man. So yeah, that just was on top of it. I really was impressed. Carl, what's your story, man? Since you look familiar, where did you?
Why bass?
Yeah, well, bass, and then where were you playing around with here in the Houston area?
Well, I've been playing in bands for a long time. The last one was called Analog Rock Music, and before that, I was in Kathy Dare and the Bad Luck Charms. I backed a guy named Christopher Wilson. I was my own band called the Spurlings. I was in a band called the Walk-Ins. So those are my over the years things. And what really kind of cool thing happened is our uncool thing led to a cool thing was Analog Rock Music. One of the main guys was from Canada. And I always say COVID killed my band because he was working remotely anyway. And so was his wife. And he goes, well, if we're going to work remotely, we might as well go back home to Nova Scotia. I'm like,
Oh man.
oh no.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, okay.
Which everything was on kind of hold anyways, right? Like
Yeah, right. So it made sense for him and his family, but that led to Andy and I were both in that band.
Mm-hmm.
Andy's the drummer.
Andy's the drummer.
Okay.
So we were like, we weren't married to each other, but we were both looking to be in bands, and actually we weren't looking together. And I heard Mike had recorded 4 super great songs we re-recorded as the band, but his original recordings were great. I met Mike and I told Andy, I was like, we really needed the drummer, and I'm like, Andy, check this out. I think you'll like it. Yeah. And Andy, yeah, we like it. We met Mike, and we almost immediately clicked. And we spent a long time making sure we were really good before we showed it to anybody, but it was good right from the start.
Yeah,
Nice.
they've got like X amount of followers, whatever, on Facebook, but on their listeners on Spotify, I don't know if it's 68 now or 98 monthly. It should be 1 billion. That's how good. I'm serious that their music is fantastic, and I will share the hell out of it. I think it's that good.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So
Word of mouth, that's huge.
Yeah.
And you just start, and it's that good, man. I'm excited to see where it turns.
Yeah, y'all pretty fresh. You know.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're going to keep grinding away. And we've got, when we record, we typically will record 1, 2, 3 songs. So we kind of just shelf them. So that's how we get that cadence. Right?
Where are y'all doing your recordings at?
Carl has a great studio behind his house.
Oh, cool.
It's really set up very well. And so it's whenever we have downtime, we've gotten to a good point with a song, let's go ahead and lay it down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
Very
Michael, did you have? How long have you been here now?
I moved here right before Harvey, so I guess maybe 6, 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously you played some music. Did you play in Carolina?
I did. Yeah, I was in a few bands up there. So I was kind of like a working man for a little while, and then I was playing music and stuff. And I had a kid at a young age, and so out of necessity, had to quit music and went to school. So I kind of rearranged. My path is not very normal. It's not as linear as a lot of people my age, and so I've kind of gone off track. And I actually quit music for a while.
I think it's pretty common, actually.
Yeah, nowadays probably. Yeah, when you hear about it, and so I quit music for a while, and then when I moved down here, I was like, damn, I got to get back into it. As I've missed it, it's a really good creative outlet for me.
Like I said,
Music's in the blood, man. You can't just go away.
It's
you can't
hard
make it go away.
It's hard for people that leave to actually leave and not come back again. So yeah, I just the fact that I was like, man, I had never seen these guys. I mean, were they in a witness protection program and they just got placed down here or something? But it's good stuff, man.
Man, we appreciate it, and we're looking to continue to make a dent and chip away, turn people into believers. I think that's what we're trying to do. I was telling you the other night, I mean, our strategy, we loved playing local. So our strategy is kind of wide open. I mean, obviously we're doing the digital thing, and we're trying to amass followers wherever people will listen. Mm-hmm. But as far as playing out, I mean, we've been playing the Houston scene for a while now, and we'd like to get out and start, doing some things in other
talking about different cities.
Yeah.
We'll have to introduce them to some of our friends, and they met the 9 Left Dead guys the other day, so that's a start. But
Oklahoma.
We have friends in Dallas, and
I mean, regional. That's great. I mean, just kind of blocking out little territories is huge. But again, I mean, just trying to get more eyes and.
So are y'all doing music full time?
No, I wish.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because that makes
that
you
is
kind
the
of
dream.
It turns you into the kind of the weekend warrior, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like you're saying, regionally, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to do something.
So, well, the blessing, I think Carl can speak to this too. Is I work remote. I mean,
Oh,
as
okay,
well.
cool.
I mean, so as long as I've got an internet connection,
Yeah.
I can plug in and go in anywhere. And I think Carl kind of has a similar luxury. And I think Andy, if it was planned out, we could. There's logistics
manage,
there,
yeah.
but we could figure it out. But we're kind of open. I mean, 2024. This is what we're kind of talking about right now. Like, hey, I was telling them the other night, these festivals and such, they're already booking now.
They are.
We got to
Yeah.
get on it.
You're right.
And so that's what we're looking to do.
I think that's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
It's just excuse me. It's networking,
Mm-hmm.
and meeting people,
Oh, absolutely.
and that's kind of what we're about here is just promoting people that anything interesting. It doesn't have to be music, but a lot of times it is, and pushing, hey, meet so and so, you might like this, and
Well, I'll talk to anybody.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I mean,
That really helps, man.
I always
people
tell
like
people,
to be talked to.
yeah, just put me in a room.
Yeah.
I'll sell myself.
There you go.
I mean, I just
That's
need
what
to
it's
be
about.
put in the room.
For sure.
A
Y'all-
seat at
do y'all
the table.
come from
as they
musical?
say.
Are y'all from musical families?
Yeah, I grew up with like an older sister who was a folk singer and actually
cool.
played in nightclubs and stuff. So I
Nice.
definitely grew up around music, and wanted to play. I took guitar lessons and piano lessons and stuff like that. I think my mother thought every mother thinks their kid's going to be a star, so my mother did too. But it's taken a little while to get going, but she might still be right.
Yeah.
Nobody
Never
in my
too late.
family has any formal music
No.
training. It was, just all by ear and just playing what's in your heart.
There you go.
You go to church and they say, "Lord, just a joyful noise, make a joyful
Yeah.
noise."
So
That's what you
did
go
you do any music in church?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it started in the
Very common.
youth worship band. And
Yep.
that was also my first experience singing. Yeah, church was.
Get you in front of a crowd too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, in my early days of playing in bands, it was playing gigs on Saturday night and then getting up playing in the worship band Sunday morning. So it was rough followings.
get up and do it, boy. Yeah, that's Rob and I have run across quite a bit of people that churches play
Started
that.
in church.
Yeah,
Yeah. Church has made a lot of rock stars.
that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Very
I think if you can get comfortable singing in front of a congregation, man, that should make you good with anything, really.
Oh yeah, but they don't like you deviating too much from the structure,
Yeah.
though. It's like, hey, boy, stop playing them leads.
Yeah. But remember though that crowd in church is always, if you can get, because that's always going to be a bigger crowd because those people are forced to be there by guilt. But that's actually a good way to start.
It seems like it is, yeah. Seems like it's been working out. It's a good model.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Carl, what do you do in real life, Carl?
I'm a lawyer.
Wow.
Oh God,
Lawyers are usually terrible rockers. They're usually in some bad cover band called Legal Briefs or something, and they're playing like Bob Seger songs. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's
not that I don't like some Seger songs, but So I usually don't highlight that.
Well, that's all right, man. I didn't expect that, man. I've
Yeah.
actually known a few. I know a few musicians that they have attorneys' wives, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a first.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the legal mind in the group. So whenever
He's
they're-
got your contracts.
exactly, I
Yeah.
was just getting ready to say, hey,
Yeah.
look at this contract. Is this any good?
Yeah.
Yeah, read the fine print.
That's a good skill to have for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Music industry.
Hey, Michael, what about you? What do you do?
So I'm a product marketer by trade. So I mean, I've been doing marketing since I came out of school and just kind of bounced around from different industries, consumer electronics. I was in healthcare for a little while. Right now, I'm in the software industry.
Nice.
We do a little bit of that in my life. Yeah, so yeah, that's
The spices.
yeah.
Well, I mean, in marketing, it translates so well. I mean, into what we're doing with the music.
You
I
got
mean,
to
every-
sell
It does,
yourself.
Yeah,
It's a product. you know.
And just like as I was saying earlier, the assets, all the collateral that comes along, because you can't just release a song and then it's just like, okay, poof, there it is. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to talk about it? How are you going to get other people to talk about it? So
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather taught me, as well as my dad and my uncle, thought it was important too. That I've said this before, so I mean, but you can pick up the phone and call anybody, but going and putting a hand in hand and seeing that person every once in a while, that's a big deal, man. And it's no different in any industry that you work in. People seeing you and shaking that hand. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I learned that at a young age, just finding jobs. I mean, even I've got a son, and you know, his generation was, you know, just go apply online, you know, and like I would ask him when he would go look for jobs, like I'm like, well, have you gotten a job yet? Oh, well, I applied online. Like, how about just taking your ass down the street and go talking to the manager? And you know,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot different now. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's still the best way to do it.
yeah, because now you've made an impression on me, right?
And you guess what? You're going to probably be one of the few that makes
Right.
impressions. That's a good idea.
I mean, I've learned that works in the music industry too. I've just straight up cold call people. I mean, you know, and you don't always get the best reception, but sometimes, you know, people are like, they're so shocked, like, oh, wow, you actually called. Okay.
Or sometimes you've got to go and see, and then see them again, and show your face. Showing your face is important. And I would say I'll pop around here and there and let people see your faces.
Yeah.
And it matters.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
It definitely matters, man.
Have y'all played BFE as well?
Oh yeah, that's what we were.
Yeah.
That's what we're.
That's
at
what
Friday.
just.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're Friday. Okay. BFE, Acadia. Y'all done Wildcatter.
Yeah, we've done Wildcat. We've done Foundation Room a couple times.
Foundation Room, okay, cool.
Dan Electros.
Oh yeah, Dan Electro's good.
19th hole. I mean,
Any
gosh,
scout?
been all over. Yes,
Oh,
we did do
okay.
Scout Bar.
They've done 12th Street, you know. So
Okay. So I mean, those are the kind of the core ones in our area, pretty much.
They've
Other than like White Oak, you know.
No, you know, it's funny at the the Avenged Sevenfold show, he was asking, besides the Metallica thing where they did, and you know, saw that too, but he was asking, how many of y'all saw us last time we headlined here? And then like, because what it was they were at White Oak. Mm-hmm. Remember that storm that came through in that Astro World festival they had? And like all the bands that were there, like one of them they put here, and one of them went played this venue. Yeah. Avenged Sevenfold played to about 500 people because that's who found out about it and could get in at White Oak.
Wow.
So, yeah, he made a comment about that. Wow. I was like, yeah, boy, that was a rare event, you know, because you had these pretty big bands all spread out playing in little venues because they were guaranteed to be in town that day. So they had to play something. So most of them did. Some of them they didn't, you know, but yeah. So I thought it was interesting too.
White Oak's nice.
Yeah, we'd like to play there.
Yeah.
Now they have an inside.
They have a big stage and then they have an outside stage.
I've been to outside.
And then they have a small stage upstairs.
Okay, yeah. There's different.
I mean, I say small, but it's a great stage.
But there's three different setups there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they got the Raven Room, I believe. That's I think that's elevated. So, yeah, it's a little more dance, I think, probably.
Techno.
Yeah. It's more clubby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny that, you know, that place, it's not too far from where Fitzgerald's used to be.
Right.
So.
But that's gone.
Yeah. But not the one in San Antonio, but that one is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's weird that they actually have one in San Antonio.
And now they got a new place out in Katy called Dugout or something like that. Does that sound right?
I haven't been to that one, but I mean.
Yeah, I think they're doing bands there too.
Yeah, have y'all played Wildcatter?
Yeah. We just played the small inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
That was at the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah,
y'all won that, right?
No, we did not.
Y'all didn't win that.
Well,
Okay.
it was okay. So, cool story came out of that. I guess we placed second if it matters. But
yeah, I thought y'all had won it, but I knew
was it Lucid?
I think they a band from Dallas won.
Won that night.
Yeah, I actually don't know who won the overall.
Anything But Human or something like that.
Anything But Human won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but Outlaw Dave actually called me the very next day, and it was like, he's like, dude, I don't know how you guys lost.
Yeah.
And what was so crazy, because it was our second show together in the same weekend.
Oh wow.
As a band, you know, and I was like, oh, it's like, wow, this, you know, it was a good sign.
Yeah.
It's a very good sign.
And he was like, hey man, you want to be on the radio? And it was like, right now, you know. And so I was like, wow, this is fast. And, you know, so it was great. And that was a good sign to say, hey, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
If he recognizes you, it's a very good sign.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Real
definitely.
nice guy.
Yeah. Hard to track down. But I
He's
know
busy.
he's busy.
Yeah,
yes.
he's always flowing.
doing
going.
something. Yeah. No,
That
but
man
he's
is-
a super nice guy.
Yeah, he's always on the go, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they have What's the next show up for y'all, man?
1027 at Acadia. We're with Phantom Eye, I believe is the headliner.
Phantom Eye, those are good dudes. Yeah.
And then I know Paul Shadle has booked us for 12th Street December 2nd.
Yep.
Huntsville.
Paul Shadle's a good guy.
And then I know that we're going to be, I believe, in BFE again on December 16th. Still looking for some holes in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. That schedule is.
I'll definitely catch y'all at a BFE show because that's pretty close to here. So,
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Sure.
You won't be disappointed, man. That is a.
Yeah, I've actually
fantastic-
watched some videos of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm glad. Oh, thanks for checking us out.
I try to get out as much as possible, but like yesterday, like I kind of did from Friday to Saturday, I was kind of toast.
Yeah,
Sure.
he usually never does that much. He usually does at least one day.
One day out of the weekend, I
Yeah.
try to get out and go see bands.
Okay, and then he's busting his ass working the rest of the time. He's
Yeah.
like, like we're trying to do something, and he's doing reports. He's getting texts, and
Yeah.
hey, can you look this up? But this week he did bam, bam, man. That's why the other night I checked. I said, let me check and make sure he's okay. Now Rob would probably tell me he's okay to do a podcast anyhow. But at least I want him to lie to me and tell me, yes, I want to do a podcast.
I
So-
mean, we're just sitting here. It's like not like busting rocks,
Yeah, this is pretty chill.
Yeah, it's very chill.
Yeah, but I mean that's this is a local band I'm very glad to have because I think they're fantastic and
Cool, man.
they're
Yeah.
very undiscovered. Somebody needs to pull the wrapper off.
Yeah.
Man. But
I was just counting our tracks online. I think we're up to 9 songs we've released, and
Wow.
I thought I should put a playlist together and call it an album. But then,
Have y'all done any videos?
yeah, we did one full-on video. My nephew's a filmmaker. He's about to shoot his second pretty major release film, and he came
Damn.
and shot a full professional video for us for the song called Southern Comfort. So check
Cool.
that one out.
And that was, we filmed part of it in Leon's Lounge.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We play there from time to time too. It's kind of like our home base bar now. They love us. I love
why do I know
place.
that place? Where's that at?
Midtown.
McGowan.
Okay.
Yeah, close to downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my nephew had the concept for the video that we were all just going to go get day drunk. He drove. He didn't drink. He shot the
gosh.
thing, and we all went around to different clubs and
Yeah.
drank. And we really are drinking, and we really went to different dive bars in Houston, and had
Yeah.
a really fun time making that.
Continental Club's a nice one too.
Yeah. We have not played there yet.
Yeah, that one might hit them up.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good stage.
That's good, man. And yeah, we'll push everybody to get to your pages. What do you? It's tell us all about your social media and what platforms can they find you on music?
Oh yeah, I mean, really, as I said on stage the other night, if you just Google Honeycutt Southern, we are for sure the entire first page. But we're on Facebook /Honeycutt Southern, YouTube at Honeycutt Southern, Twitter is Honeycutt Southern, Instagram Honeycutt Southern. So I mean, you can find us everywhere. We're very, I would say Facebook is really active. We're also on TikTok, but on Facebook
Okay.
we actually have the Brigade, which is our group page, and so I really like that one because fans who come to shows take videos and take
Cool.
pictures, and obviously everybody can share. It's not just
Yeah.
us, and so it's another way, as you were saying, to interact post event.
Oh, people
right?
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we also try to give away T-shirts and stickers
Yeah.
and things like that because I want people to feel like they're a part of
Yeah.
the group too.
It's just engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's people talking,
Yeah.
talking about people.
talking about your music.
What's going
Which,
on?
I thought he was going to do
Bonnie
that.
Raitt
Yeah, I was
song.
going to say.
Yeah, give you something to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's they are fantastic. Check out Honeycutt Southern on all the platforms, and you can find their music anywhere. And I promise you will love them. And give them a like and a follow. And guys, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
It's
a
been
lot for
pleasure.
having us. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Always, it's the Nonsense Chronicles. Please like and subscribe.